Good day to you and welcome to another Paddocks Club video tutorial. Today I want to deal with what I think is a really interesting question which was raised by a new club member, John Gordon-Smith, in regard to changing of the colours of roofs in the process of maintaining a scheme. You can read the full posting, the various responses, in the discussion forum under the heading Changing Colour of the Roofs, if you want the full details, but for the purposes of this video I just want to deal with some of the principles. If somebody makes a suggestion in the context of a sectional title scheme to do work on the common property that cannot be classified as maintenance, repairs or the replacement of the common property and is actually not necessary, for example, it only has an aesthetic effect, such as tiling a serviceable concrete floor, that is clearly a luxurious improvement and it should be dealt with under PMR 33.1, which, as you know, requires a unanimous resolution. Here the principle is owners' money shouldn't be spent unnecessarily without their agreement. If, however, the proposed work is useful, it's arguably necessary even, but it can't be classified as maintenance, repairs or replacement of common property, then it's likely to be classified as a non-luxurious improvement to the common property. And here the process under PMR 33.2 applies. And while the process is a bit more complicated, the bottom line is that a special resolution, that is a supermajority, is required to approve it. Here the principle is that no owner should have a veto on additional expense, but a substantial majority of those who choose to become involved in the debate should support the idea. In the case that John raised, there was confusion as to the necessity and value of changing the colour of the roofs. The architect, who apparently was award-winning and a chap to be relied upon, felt strongly that the light colour of roofs should remain to support the aesthetic appeal of the built environment, and making them darker would in fact negatively affect the look and feel of the entire development. On the other hand, an undisclosed number of owners or tenants wanted the colour changed because they argued that it reflected too much light and that made it difficult for them personally. As appears from the postings, this can be really difficult, but I think that the fundamental principle is that the trustees shouldn't take any decision that substantially changes the user experience of living in the scheme without getting a clear mandate from the owners to do this. And this might include, for example, suddenly removing their access to a part of the common property that they've been used to, or in this case, changing the whole look of it from a colour perspective. In this case, my view is that if we accept that the roofs must be repainted as part of necessary maintenance, then they should be repainted the same colour unless a majority of owners have given the trustees a direction to paint them a different colour. But even here, it's never going to be plain sailing. It can't always be clear-cut, that this isn't some type of improvement. So, for example, if the effect of the proposed colour change is a substantial increase in the costs, so let's say, for example, that the contractors say, look, you're going to need 3 coats instead of 1. You only need 1 just to do the maintenance, but we're going to need 3 coats and a lot more expense in order to get this new colour to be uniform. Then I think it's arguable that this falls into the improvement category and should be dealt with under PMR 33. I leave it to consider, for you to consider in what circumstances that would be a luxurious improvement and when it might be argued to be non-luxurious. Thank you for joining me, and if you have any questions in this regard, let's deal with them in the discussion forum.